Yeah, and it makes me feel like really small about myself. So,
but they ain't you. They aren't you. Right?
But I could be that. Hey. Ow! Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
To another episode of Tea with Tita, a podcast where we share a cup of love.
Love.
Yes.
So, Niko, what is freaking up? What's the tea right now?
Well, I want to address a little something first.
Okay.
We upgraded our mics.
Yes, as you can see, look at her.
ASMR moment.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tea with Tita.
Beautiful. The little tiny ones weren't working for us, so hopefully the audio is a lot better.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys for understanding.
Mm-hmm.
We are a small business here.
Yeah. Go donate to our small non-profit, please.
We don't have that, but okay. So, what is up? What is the tea? So, I wanted to start off by talking about an experience, I guess, or more like a moment between me and a family member, and then based on success. Mm-hmm. So I remember meeting my uncle for the first time in a long time. I was trying to be cool. Mm-hmm. I was being a little bit maarte too, meaning like bratty, kind of like I'm better than everyone. Mm-hmm. And I told my uncle, I said to him, "Uncle, I'm gonna be richer than my parents one day."
Okay, big dreams.
I know, that's big dreams. I could probably achieve it, but but he brought me down back to earth, and he said, "No, like you don't want that type of mindset. It's like a negative mindset. Yeah, you want to be more successful than somebody else. You don't want to be richer than them. Mm-hmm. You know." And I thought that was like, at the time I was like, okay, whatever. Okay, boring.
You're like, what? You don't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. But thinking back on it now, it's really stuck in my head because it really changed how I viewed success. Yeah. Because in that definition of success where you don't want to be richer than someone else, you want to be more successful, it really takes out the monetary aspect of success. Because I know when we grow up, our parents kind of instilled in us that, you know, you have to earn this amount of money to be successful. You have to have this type of job to be successful. But really, like, that's not what success really is. Yeah. You know, it takes out that money aspect, so then you get to decide what success is for you. Mm-hmm. Not like what other people think success is. And I thought that was like really beautiful because let me talk to you guys about this curve, this graph that I learned in econ. It's called a total product curve, and it basically, what's it, X and Y, right? Mm-hmm. X and Y.
Gosh, I think so.
Yeah. So, whichever it is, happiness is right here, and money is right here. And it actually, obviously money is important to a certain extent, right? Because you have to pay your bills. You know, you have to, like, eat and all that good stuff.
That's just the reality of everything.
Of the capitalistic society that we live in, yeah. So, basically, obviously, so the curve goes, when you, like, earn money, you'll be happier. And, like, it goes up just a little bit, but eventually, when you earn a certain amount of money, like, what was it? Like, 75,000 you said from your book? When you earn that certain amount of money, your happiness level doesn't actually increase. Yeah. It eventually, like, plateaus. Yeah. Because which means, like, you don't actually need all that much money to be happy.
Hi, everyone. Editor Niko here in the comfort of my bed and my mini mic because I wanted to actually add a little bit about what I just said with the $75,000 that equates to happiness level. Because actually, that study that was done that found that $75,000 number was conducted in 2010. So obviously that information is dated, and I wanted to look into it a little bit and see what the number actually is now. And an article came out just recently, a few days ago, by CBS News. It's called One Study Said Happiness Peaked at $75,000 in income. Now economists say it's higher by a lot. And at the beginning of the article, they said that the new number instead of $75,000 is $500,000, which is crazy because a lot they claim to factor in, inflation and all that, but 75,000 to 500,000 is a really big gap. So it kind of like contradicts itself. And over 10 years, like inflation can't go up by that much, can it? So as I like read through the article, I saw that another person did their own interview and conducted their own, or not interviewed, conducted their own research, and it seemed that people that earn above $100,000 are at their quote-unquote happiest. So I like that number a lot better than the 500,000. I think the 500,000 was a bit of a clickbait, in my opinion. So obviously, with that information, take it with a grain of salt. The 100,000 from the 75,000 isn't that big of a gap if you consider inflation and all that. So it's still technically attainable. And yeah, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. You don't have to earn that much money in order to be happy, but it does help pay the bills, which I've explained before. But I just wanted to add that little snippet because I wanted to give you guys more accurate data because I want to be, informed. But yeah, I'm gonna let you on.
Yeah. So that's like how I view success now. It's like, oh, I have this amount of money to be comfortable, but after that, what do you really need to be happy? And that's why like you gotta focus on your relationships and your mental health and physical health too. Yeah, but that's just sidetrack. How do you define success?
I think success for sure is something that was instilled on me since I was younger. Obviously, being Asian, you're kind of forced into that aspect of getting the good grades, performing at the top of your class so you can get into the right school and get your GPA right and get this nice career. And I get it, obviously, because our families are immigrants, right? So
they worked hard to get us here.
Yeah, so that was their form of success because, like, being that aspect of, like, money and grades and the career, you were able to provide a life that you've, like, always wanted for yourself, for your kids, and everything. And I think we're just blessed enough to be in this position where we get to choose like how we define success.
I didn't even think about that, actually.
I was thinking about it. Yeah, so I think it's really important to understand how blessed you are to have that position. And I think this reminds me of my boyfriend. He actually pointed it out to me because I was like crying to him and like going through it to him because I wanted to become a dentist for a long time, and then I worked my whole college career off doing that, and then I realized how expensive it is to become a dentist, and it's like $500,000 to go to school. And then
isn't that awful that sometimes for the most part anyway, people start their lives after college with so much debt?
Yeah,
that's awful.
So awful.
It would you want to live like that? And it kind of
live.
I know, but it kind of seems like you're setting yourself up for failure in that sense, So, but yeah, continue.
But yeah, so then I like based my whole career or my life around becoming this dentist, and then I just woke up one day and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think it's something that would make me happy. I worked for a dentist and I love them. They're great. Like, I worked with really great doctors, but I just didn't see myself in that position and enjoying it for that long. So I gave up. Not gave up, but I changed my mind and I decided that I didn't want to pursue that career anymore. And I think growing up with that mindset of having to be successful and having a career in order to have a good life, I was going through it because I just didn't know who I was anymore. I wrapped my whole identity around being successful in that career. I didn't know anything else about who I was, honestly.
Because what did you do?
I studied.
Exactly.
And that's it. Like, my whole life was just this one thing, this one goal was just studying so I could get into this school, so I could get into this career. And then I would do that the whole week, and then I would go out with my friends and get super drunk so I didn't remember the week before of studying and crying, and then it would just repeat. And then I think I realized this, especially with the pandemic, when the whole world shut down. I sat there when there was no school to, like, physical school to go to, and then my roommates and I, we were like, what do I
Because, like, who are you?
Like,
at that
like,
point, like,
you can't go out to the bars, you can't go out and get drunk with friends, you can't go party. So we kind of had to sit there and realize, oh my gosh, like, I don't know who I am. Like,
existential crisis.
Yeah, like, what is my life? Like, what do I like to do for fun that isn't studying or isn't partying? And then it just made me go into this kind of hole in a sense, because I really based my whole life around this one thing. And then, so I was crying and going through it with my boyfriend, and then he basically was like, yeah, I understand that it's hard, and I know it's tough to, like, not know what you're doing with your life, but isn't it such a blessing to be able to have that decision and get to explore and have this great adventure of finding who you are and discovering what you like, what you don't like, trying out these new things, like looking into these different careers you didn't even think were possible. Like this podcast, like this idea of being able to share these kind of stories, like, with you and with others, and having our stories out there to help others. Like, I would not have thought that was even a thing that was possible, like, a year or two ago. Because I just thought that that's not me, like, for me, you know? Like, my life just doesn't entail that aspect of, like, creativity and being able to do that and stuff. So then, yeah, so I feel like it really made me look at success as something that is being able to do something that makes you happy and something that you're passionate about, and being able to share that passion with others.
Exactly. Because you're going into the medical field to help others, right? And you're really passionate about that. I think that's beautiful.
Is it? Thanks.
Because if you think about it, you know, and it's, a lot of people think that once they're actually in that major, they're, like, stuck with it, but life is not that serious.
Yeah, it ain't that serious.
No, because I even switched my major, because as you were talking, it made me realize, you know, a career is going to be a really big part of your life. Why would you want to do something that you're not happy with?
Exactly.
You know, what was that quote that I heard? It was, whatever you don't hate, you can tolerate.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Yeah, because
why would you want to live life like that?
Yeah, you want to actually do something meaningful to you. Yeah. You know, you want to have some sort of passion in what you do. Otherwise, you're just going to be, waiting for a check. Yeah. And I mean, sometimes those checks be fat, but
sometimes they're kind of nice.
Sometimes they're nice, but at the end of the day, are you really, you know, content?
Yeah.
With what you're doing, you know? Because who wants to do that? I mean, some people do, but personally, not me. So, I want to talk about our post-grad life. I know you're going to school. Yeah. So, how was that? Congrats on getting in.
I got into PT school.
Period. So proud of you.
But yeah, my postgrad life is for sure a lot different than yours, though, because I'm kind of just chilling right now. Like, I'm kind of just, because this is, like, the only time frame in my whole life, honestly, where I don't have to, like, look forward to, like, I mean, I'm looking forward to, like, school, but I don't have to, like, work or study or do anything right now. I can just relax.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
I've been on a 6-month-long, I think it's been half a year already, journey of looking for a job. And
it's a little tough.
Girl, let me tell you.
Tell me.
This job market is booty. I don't want to say the real word because that's a bad word.
Mm-hmm.
But it's awful.
But it's like a small, flat, not juicy booty.
No, yeah, definitely not. Right now it's all confusing for me because I experienced two things in this like job search. One, when I do get interviews, they choose somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I get it. Like maybe I need to do some workshops and interview better. Or two, some of them have completely just scrapped the job title, the job as a whole, and it's like, why would you post it then? Like you had me thinking. Yeah. I thought I had it in the bag, but they're like, never mind, we can't actually afford this position, so we're gonna get rid of it. And it also made me realize that I wish I had done things a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
In terms of being proactive with my future. So when I was at school, I was like, oh, I'm just going to school, blah, blah, blah. Let me get a part-time job so I can pay for some trips that I can go on, and then...
Period, as you should.
Yeah, I know. Live in my life.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you're in school doesn't mean you can't be going out and doing stuff.
Yeah. But then it made me realize how, like, lazy I was about starting, I guess, being more proactive with my career, like I said, because I'm on LinkedIn. Oh, my God. LinkedIn is awful. If you guys know what LinkedIn is, I'm so sorry for you, but it's so easy for me to compare myself to those people on LinkedIn because every time I'm on it, it's always like, oh, congratulate me for starting this new position, or, oh, I'm at this event bettering my career. And I was like, girl, I haven't even started. And then when I connect with people, connecting is like when you add them as a friend.
Yeah.
Their profile and their portfolio looks so good.
It's like fat.
Yeah, and it makes me feel like really small about myself. So,
but they ain't you. They aren't you. Right?
But I could be them. No, that's true. And I know my worth. I just wish somebody would find my worth too. Like would see it in me. And I don't know what it is. I have to find out eventually. From my mentors and stuff, but yeah, it's so easy to compare yourself, and that's why I was thinking maybe I started a little too late.
Yeah,
because all these people have been doing these things like since like before they even graduated, and
they're lying. They're lying.
Then maybe should I lie?
Everyone lies on their portfolio and resume.
True,
for sure. I mean, obviously. Some are probably telling the truth, but Yeah,
but I want to have that like extensive, portfolio. Because I want to be. Maybe that's just the facade of being successful. Because I know
it's all show.
Social media is fake.
Oh, for sure.
And LinkedIn is not any better. I wonder what you would be like once you actually get into that field. Actually, it might be easier for you because in the medical field, people are always hiring. Right.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, it's obviously specific careers in medical field are easier than others, but pretty much most stuff in the medical field, they're hiring pretty easily.
Wow. I took the creative field, and it's hard out here.
But it's like, it's a give and take, It's like I have to go to school for like 3-4+ years, and I have debt over my head. You don't.
True.
You don't have to like go through more school and pay for more school. You can start work right now. It's just finding the job is hard. But once you find it, you're set. For me, I have to go to school way longer and I have to pay for more debt, but I have a job pretty
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just I'm being a little bit picky with the industry that I'm going into too, because I actually talked to a friend and he said that the industry that I'm aiming towards, which is like beauty, entertainment, and fashion, maybe even like gaming industry. That sounds like so fun. It's such a niche industry, and it's so hard to get into that you really need connections. So I'm trying to build that up. So if y'all want to give me connections, hit my line. I'll send you my LinkedIn. But all that aside, like, what are we gonna take away from like this experience and like how we view success?
I think success is for sure something that changes throughout your whole life. And I think you have to be open to unlearning things and letting go of certain mindsets that you have, because you're in like a new season of your life. So I think that being successful, maybe like back then when I was in college, was just freaking graduating or making it to my class, you know, versus like doing my prereqs. It's like getting the best grades and stuff. And then, you know, throughout different seasons of your life, it's like right now I'm just trying to get into my career. Like we're both trying to just get into our career and stuff. But I think like when you're older and stuff, from like what I'm thinking, obviously, like we won't know until we get there. But like what I'm like guessing is that success is just like how you define it and like what is the most important thing to you. So maybe in a few years, like when we're married and stuff, it's just being able to go on a date night like once a week or something. Or I don't know, like for kids and stuff, it's like, oh, just getting the kids out of bed and going to school. It's like different for everyone. And I think a career is for sure important, but I don't think it's whole life. Yeah, it's not your whole life. It ain't that serious. Like you can literally wake up one day after going and doing this job for 20 years, which I actually talked to a patient that I worked with at the dentist clinic, and she was going to school. She was like 60.
That's a little old.
Yeah, right. So I was asking, oh, you're in school, because I would expect she was well into her career. And she was saying she was going to PA school. And I was asking her, oh, what was the motivation for that? What made you want to do that? And she said she woke up one day after 20 years into another career and then said, I don't want to do this. Period. She just woke up. She said, never mind.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
You can change your life. Like, who says you have to stick to it?
Yeah.
You know?
So I think it was really inspirational that she was able to do that and be brave enough to be, for sure, probably the oldest in her class. And yeah, and she was just, I want to do this. I'm passionate about it now. I wasn't passionate about it before, but now I am. Or maybe she has the resources that she can do it now. And yeah, now she's pursuing something that makes her happy. And obviously, I think success is happiness in that sense of being able to define it to what makes you happy in life, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Right.
Vera Wang did not design her first dress until she was 40, so that's inspiration right there.
Age is just a number.
Period. Unless you're a weirdo. We're not going there.
Yeah. What about you, Niko? What is your takeaway from this whole journey you've been on?
I want to start off by saying, like, proactivity in your career path is definitely one thing. Like, it's really important. If I had to just go back in time, I would have gotten that internship sooner. I would have connected with more people. I would have actually been more active in going to these events and networking events.
Yeah.
Because I was just comfortable at the time, you know. When you're in school, you get into a routine, but you don't actually think that far ahead. At least that's what I experienced. So I want to say that. Be proactive with your career path, because you might be stuck like me. But I want to say I'm blaming me being stuck on the economy, because there's a lot of bad stuff going on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's giving Great Depression, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard about Sidetrack, that bank that closed down.
Silicon Valley.
So it's the gears are turning. So who knows what will happen in the next year?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, proactivity in your career path. The other thing is, be passionate about what you do, or like what you choose to do, because you wouldn't feel successful if you're not passionate about it. It's like we said, success is happiness, right? So honestly, just do what makes you happy, man.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing like inspirational to say but that, you know. Just like, do what makes you happy, and you define your own. Simple. Define your own success, because success is what you make it.
Period. Thanks for spilling the tea, guys.
This is it. Thanks for spilling the tea with us. And sharing a cup of love. Heart. We'll see you next time.